Hello and welcome to Alchemist Swim. I'm Alchemist Jet. Thanks for joining me on this fine day. I hope you're having an alright one. Today's whim of the day is to do a little doodle show and talk about a pattern that I'm going to be working on, as well as just do some knitting and talking. So I went with a super simple gestury doodle with some very simple color and lines. So keep it simple. Good reminder, right? It's easy to make things way too complex in this life that we have. So that's my wisdom of the day. Keep it simple. And then I'm going to be working on a knit top. So I am got a collaboration yarn thing going on with plied yarn. So some time ago I showed you these two skeins a long time ago, and then I decided that I really wanted to do kind of a circle shape inside of a nice boxy kind of a shaped top. Super comfy, super easy to wear with anything, super easy to grade, and grade means like sizing, and be able to make it accessible for many body types and interests. So there's super simple wearable art. So I was looking for different pairings to have with my yarn, and then finally got a beautiful green because I really fell in love with just kind of the idea of a green, and I'd fallen in love with being able to do kind of a pink. So my thoughts are to kind of do a two-sided thing. I think I can hold them all up, yay. So that it would be a kind of a dual layer, and the circle would be cut in half, as well as the whole shirt kind of would be visibly have a line through the middle, so that way it's going to just be very striking, very bold, very beautiful, very happy, just a celebration. So that's my current thought with that. These would be the center circle, and then the rest would be the other colors. And then they're fascinating textures as well too. The plied yarn is a little bit more coarse. It'll soften up as it washes and as it gets washed and worn. And then this alpaca is very super soft already, so it's kind of fuzzy. It's got a halo, so the difference in texture is going to be fascinating, as well as just the space will look very interesting. So yay for colors, yay for fun. So those are my thoughts there, and I've specifically gone with similar tones, but not perfect matches, because I really want the dissonance a little bit. I want to have something that's going to play off each other rather than being like a perfect notion. I really just want it to really give some interest to it, rather than just being kind of flat. So like this one, I had originally had like a very brighter, instead of going with a red orange, kind of going with like a bright pink, which brought out some of the fuchsia notes in here too, but then there's also kind of an orange. So this went in between both those hues with that red. So I've kind of done that on purpose, just to really give it something to play with. I think it's going to be definitely more interesting. And then for this one, it's not a straight up match either, on purpose, so that they kind of will vibrate a little bit, which is really kind of fascinating. So I'm really excited to work on that. So next up, I'm going to make balls out of the yarn and get them ready for starting to knit. So really super exciting. I get really nervous when I'm going to go start a project, because then I'm all in my head about the yarn and the starting, and feeling like I might have to tear things out and start over. And then I'm really just kind of working through some of those notions right now, just as I'm planning. So still working on my little scarflet here. So difficulty breathing, I apologize. Gives me yawns. Gives me yawns. So I'm at the point in this row where it's time, because I folded over to make another hole in there. So that is what I'm going to be working on. So yeah, so I'm working on my holy holy scarflet. Yeah, so always good to knit. It'd be nice to have just something else to knit. I'm still kind of building my vocabulary, I think, strength with being a knitter. I'm very, very comfortable with crocheting, so I'm also going to be working on those patterns this week, and those will be much well, they'll be much smaller pieces because they're going to be creatures and things, but they're also just like, they come really naturally for me, so that I can easily pull together a small creature relatively, you know, compared to like a garment. So I think I can still, you know, fairly easily pull that together too. I think it's just being consistent with it and keep showing up to keep knitting it is really kind of my challenge to myself. Just because I might get distracted or feel like I don't know, I start questioning my strengths as a knitter for some reason. Even though I'm very confident. I've been knitting a lot of these guys. This is my third one on the silly scarflet, so just kind of giving me confidence in my in the visibility, consistently seeing my stitches, reminding myself that I'm quite a good knitter, and I've got this. So sometimes we have to do things that just to remind ourselves just the truth of the matter, or just kind of keep building on skills. So those are things that I'm working on, I think, mentally with my work right now. So always interesting, right? Yeah, so knitting, crocheting. I need to get some filament to jump into my training. I'm training myself to do 3D printing. So I think, you know, for me, it's just like that motivation and talking myself into it. I know that I've got time to do it. I can do it on different days, and it's just like I don't know, I have weird hesitation on things that I shouldn't really have hesitation on. So I'm just kind of working through some of those things right now. Life is fun. Life is fun. So keeping knitting away, working on my things. So I got my hole started here, and then I'll close it off on the next round. Yeah. So I am trying to keep focused on things that I know will help me stay, I guess, in the mode of moving forward creatively. So like making sure that I'm doing my daily doodles, or making sure that I'm doing my videos like here, just keeping myself, I think, accountable to myself to make sure that I keep showing up for things that I, you know, want to do and want to be part of and want to grow with. So I think it just helps me be able to talk through it too. So I thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate that, and appreciate you. So, so I did a whole bunch of dyeing of cotton yarn yesterday, and then yesterday afternoon and evening, I washed a bunch of it. So it is drying now, and then I have one more batch of cotton yarn to dye. So I've already chosen the colors, and so basically I think I'm really ready to start working on some of those patterns. What I'm trying to do is just kind of keep it light and fun. I'm asking different friends and different, you know, people that I see throughout my week, you know, what their favorite animal is, and kind of making things based off of that. So, or if people have kids, being able to say, hey, what's your kid's favorite animal, and then kind of working through there. helps me with the decision thing. I can name them after, you know, people, and then that gives them something to follow on and engage with. So you know, it's something that I'm playing with at this junction, just to, you know, keep myself engaged and hold myself accountable as well. People know I'm making these things. It's easier to get other people excited about them, but also to, you know, really make sure that I'm going to get started on it and do, you know, what I intend to with the whole process of, you know, having these patterns and having these kits and having these creatures available. So, yeah, that's what I'm working on. It's something that, you know, I've done before. It's just a very different way to do it. So I'm excited about that. Just bringing it up to a new level and engagement process too. So it's exciting. Super exciting. And gives me other things to kind of grow with too, because I really want to have every pattern as a zine. You know, if I'm already going to format it, why not make it into a little book, right? And then it just kind of creates another level of cuteness as well. 2, 4, 6, 7. If I can count the right things there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. And switch, since I've got that kind of hole there, and it's going to be closed off imminently. I like using big words, they're fun. Words are great. And here we go. This will close off that row and be super awesome. And then I don't have too much more to go. I don't have a lot of yarn, but the nice thing about this pattern is it just takes half a ball of yarn. So I've already made one out of the other half of it, and then this is second part. So yay! And there we go. A little bit further to go. I think usually most of them have been 5, which is right on track for that. So when I'm saying 5 is 5 openings, so that the next one would be the one that I would generally tuck the first run into, and that would go around my neck or on my head. So yay, 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 yay. Looking good. I just like the texture. And then I'll block it and it flattens it out more. So the first one that I did, I steam blocked, and I found it got some opening, but then it wanted to curl back up on itself. So the next one I'm definitely going to wash and block. I feel like I'm going to have more control over it. It might just be one of those things that's just not wide enough to support that, but I'll find out. And that's part of the adventure, right, is learning about the design as well as practicality and use. So yay, this is still a free pattern up on my website, so if you're interested in it or want to make a really big chunky one, which I'm still going to do at some point, and make a shawl, go for it. Alright, thanks for joining me today. I'll see where the whim takes us tomorrow. Toodaloo.